from the previous class. So what we have seen, we have created the variable, and whatever the value we get we are taking the row count and we are storing into the variable. That variable that count we need to store into this table. Like we are passing that values from the package to a table. How to do that? So normally when you want to load that, you will be doing the data flow task. Outside the data flow task, if you want to update some tables or delete some anything, you will be using the execute SQL task. So what I will be doing, I will write a one command, insert into table name is this one, right? Control C, Control V, and values. In the values, just I will give question mark. That's it. Okay, just I will give question mark. Control C. Oh, Control Z, Control C. So I'll just go here. So for doing that, what I'll do, same as usual, just I'll hide this. So I'll go to the SSIS toolbox, drag and drop the execute SQL task, and rename the SQL task as update record count. CND something. So I'll click on the record count. On which database I want to update it, just select it here, button test. I'll write the query here. Since I want to pass that value dynamically, so I'll just give question mark. Okay. So since I have given the question mark, result set you will be using to get the data from there, but you want to pass the values from the package to your execute SQL task. So for that purpose, there is a concept called parameter mapping. So just add it. So which value you need to pass that value? The first is a variable name. So which one you need to pass? You want to pass the record count, right? Just tell the record count. It is an input. You can use a store procedure to get the output also, but input you can use this. Okay. See, data type. It is an integer, right? Long is also it's okay, no problem. Parameter type. If you give multiple question marks, the first question mark will be 0, second question mark will be the 1. So since I have given the first question mark, I can give the parameter name. I'll give 0. 0 is better to use 0 because you will not be confused. And parameter data type. Last one is a parameter size. Sorry, it is a parameter size. By default, give -1. -1 means whatever the value you are getting, it will just converted along with the size. Nothing to worry. Just give -1. Ignore that. So the thing you need to concentrate is that which value you need to pass into that execute SQL task. Give that variable name. It is an input, right? So give the data type and give the parameter name. If it is ordered by, like if you have multiple question mark, if you have 3 question mark, first question mark will be 0, second question mark will be 1, third question mark will be 2, like this. If you have multiple things like this, okay. So second will be 1. So like that you can pass them. And this is a parameter size. Don't ignore the parameter. Keep it -1 only. Nothing to worry. Okay. So when you go to this general, now whatever the question mark you got, that value will be passed here to the record count. That's it. Or else one more thing we can do, instead of inserting, you can update that one. Okay, instead of inserting, you can update it. Update means it will overwrite the old record. Okay, I'll write update command instead of inserting. So what is the table name I'm getting? CNT, right? So update. Update will not work because there is no record, right? Yeah, I will just give insert only. We will truncate and insert. That is a better thing. Yeah, we will insert only. Control C. Yeah, so we are done. Just okay, done. You will insert the values. See now, when I run the package, how many records are there for this? How many records are there for the data flow stuff? 3, right? The same number of records will be there in the company table. See, you can see the 3 records. See, what I will do now, I will update the table to 2011 because 2011 has only 3 records. Okay, the company ID will have only 2 records. So let's see that, and we will see that count for 2 records. Execute it. See, when I run, see, oh, I think 2011 also has 3 records, so that's why you are getting that. Okay, I have given 2011. Okay, sorry, 2010 will have something. You can see that select star from table. Select star from which year has less number of records. Yeah, 2013 has 2013, 2014. Yeah, everything has 3 records: 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. So everything has 3 records. So now you will be getting the 3 records here. So 3 records. Now when I go and see that, I will be getting the 3 records. So this is a record count, right? Just when I do this, I will be getting 3 records. But my scenario is that I want to delete the old record and insert the new record. So for that purpose, just you will go to the control flow, stop it. In the update, before inserting, I will truncate the data. That's it. You can write multiple comments here. You can even execute a stored procedure. Okay, depends. You can comment it also. Truncate before inserting, and I will write a truncate command. Truncate table. Table name is CMPNY LOAD load record count. That's it. And I will insert record count and commenting. Okay, that is the comments, right? That's it, done. So what it does, before loading, it will just truncate the table and it will do that. See now, execute it, done. Now if I see the total number of records in this table, it will be, see, truncate and delete 3 records. So now what I will do, there is no data for 2021, there is no data for 2020. So when I do this, the record count will be 0, and now we see the record count automatically it becomes 0, right? There will be no record loaded, so it will become 0. Execute it. I will just come down. See, if I see the data flow task, there is no record. If I come and see the table, nothing, there will be no record. Oh, sorry. See, there is 0 record, like this. Okay, this is a way you can write multiple commands. Now one more thing. So this is what you got. So what I want to see, I want to see that variable values, because you are loading that variable value in the get here, right? You are loading the variable value in the get here, and after get here, you are again loading the record count in the data flow task, right? So you can stop the package and you can see the variables. In order to see that, there is a concept called breakpoints. So how to do that is that you are asking the package to wait. Only this one you will be doing during the testing only. No one will do this one in the production, just only for testing purpose to see whether the values are loading correct or not. You will be doing. So first what I will do, I will create a breakpoint on pre-execute and post-execute. I am creating 2 breakpoints, before execution and after execution, so that we can see that variable value. Before execute, the year variable will be 0 value by default. After execution, it will be overwritten with the value which we have in the table, right? So after that, we will see the data flow task. So before having the data flow task, so before loading the data flow task, we will see the record count. The record count will be 0 only. I will just give post-execute and pre-execute. That's it. Okay. So we are done. So what we will do, so because we will not have data for 2020, right? So I will update to 2010 only. So we will have some data. Now see, I will run the package. So see now when I started the package, see, get here, after this you can see one star play button, because the package will be stopped. Now if you want to see the variables, how you are going to see is that, go to the debug, click on it, you can see a Windows button, click on the Windows, you can see locals. This locals option is only available when the package is running. You can't see that locals before the package is, when I stop some other package after, say, I can't see the local. I can see only when I am running the package. Say I will just click the local. When I click the local, now I will get the variables. When I click the variables, I will get all values here. See, this is the variable name and value in that variable name. Okay. Now come here somewhere. See, user record count is 0 only now. Value is 0. If you come to here somewhere, user here, see, the value is 0. Okay. See here now. Now just I will stop it. I will just click on this. See, the package will stop. Now you can see the package didn't. Okay, I need to get a play, continue. I continued. See, the package again went because I asked to break the package before execution and after execution, right. So, before execution I did and after execution. See, now after execution you can see the year 2010. If you see the row count will not see the values which are changed, you can see that year. Okay, you can see that it will be in the red color. The values which are changed will be in the red color. Now, if you count to the row count will not be changed, because you are nothing to do with that, right. Record count will not change. Now, when I start that package, this one will execute, and before executing the data flow task also record count will by default will be 0, right. Now, see, when I again start the package after execution of the data flow task, then the row count will be red. See, the record count is 0, it will be in the red color. See. So, like that you can see them by using the breakpoints. Okay, like during the running time, if you want to see what are the values you are loading into the parameters, sorry, what are the values you are loading into the variables, if you want to see them during the running time, during the runtime, you can do by using the breakpoint just for the testing purpose. Okay, when I do it, it is done. So, I will just right click on the table, go to edit breakpoints, just stop it. I will just select this one also. Right click on this, go to the edit breakpoints, unselect it. You are done. Okay, this is a way. So, we have seen multiple things: getting value from the table and loading into the variable, taking value from the variable and loading into the table. So, like that you can do a couple of things by using execute SQL task, by the single execute SQL task. Okay, so everyone is clear with this? If you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Bhaskar, always this execute SQL task is given only in the control flow?
Yeah, you see, if you go to the data flow, can you see that execute SQL task?
No.
That is the thing. Data flow is only used for sources and transformation and destination, that is it. Okay? That is the difference between control flow and data flow, right. So, in the control flow, you will be, when you go to the same SSIS toolbox, in the control flow you can see different things. When you go to the data flow, you can see only sources and transformations, but when you go to the control flow, you can't see any sources and transformations, you can see only the task. Okay, like this. So, today what are the things we have seen? We have seen about the data flow task, and like we have seen the execute SQL task. In the execute SQL task, we can run the multiple commands. So, the same whatever we run on the window, whatever we run here, the same thing we can run in the execute SQL task. Like it's like the management studio, but you can't see the results. Okay, when I run this on the window, like select star from company, I can see the result, right. I can see the output, but when you run this select star from in the execute SQL task, you cannot see that. You need to capture that one. When I run this, I get the year, but that year internally I am capturing them into this year one. So, in the execute SQL task, you will be having the parameter mapping, result set and expressions. You can dynamically pass them also, nothing to worry. We are going to cover more about expression later on. See, parameter mapping means if you want to pass the input from the package to a execute SQL task, then you will use the parameter mapping. If you want to get the output from the execute SQL task to some variable, then you will use the result set. So, in the first task get year, I am getting that output from that variable, that output from that query to this year one. So, I will get the year column. So, I am loading that year column into the year variable. So, in the last one you can see there is nothing in the result set. In the parameter mapping, I am loading the data, I am passing that record count variable into that question mark, the first question mark. See here, values. The first question mark is nothing but the first variable I am passing there. Okay. And one more thing, if you want to get the result set, always you need to make the result set. It is I am able to add it here, but when I see down here, when I go to result set, I can't do anything. Why? Because here I have because the system will not know whether your query will return some records or not. So, for that purpose you need to make it is a single row. If you want to, you can even capture bulk records. So, you can select full result set. We are going to see that one later on. So, since it is a single row, just you can use a single row, and when you use a single row, then it will be enabled. By default I am not using. Instead of if I give none, see, it will be disabled, result set will be disabled, you can't even add it. okay, like this. You need to play around, then you will be learning a lot of things. And at the same time, we have seen the row count. Why we use the row count? Just whatever the records are passing between source and destination, if we keep it here, the records will be counted, and at the end that records will be stored into the variable, right? That's it. That's it. And in the prior to SQL Server 2012, the row count is not as simple. So here see, when I click that, directly it is asking the variable, but prior to SQL Server 2012, sorry, you will not have this. When you click this, you will be getting some, it will ask to select the columns. After selecting the columns, you will have multiple windows at the top, you will have multiple tabs. So in the second tab or something, there you will need to select, you need to pass that variable where you want to store that record count. That's it. So now in the 2012 they made it simple. That's the only thing different. And in the 2008 before, prior to 2012, it is easy. Once you try, it will be getting, okay. So you need to know the purpose of the row count. That's it. And if I want to see that, see, I am having the variables. The default values in that variables are 0 0, the default value. So if I want to see, because during the runtime we are overwriting that values. This year value we are overwriting during the get year. From the get year we are getting that year and we are overwriting. This record count we are overwriting in the data flow task, right? So in order to see that value, how it is loading, just you can create a breakpoints, and after the breakpoint you can see that variables, and you can stop the packet, because that year we are loading after the execution of this, right? So I can create a breakpoint after execution, on post execution, right? Click OK, and when I run this, automatically after execution it will be stopped. In order to see that values in the variable, go to the debug, click on the windows and edit locals, select locals. When you select, you will get the below, click on this. Now you can see that year value will be stored as 2010. See, okay, but actually by default it was 0, right? During the runtime it is loading as 2010. So like that, you can stop the package and you can see depending on your needs. So I'll edit breakpoints. I'll just remove. This is a use of the breakpoint. See, when I go now and try to see that locals, I can't see it now. I can see only during the execution time. Remember this, okay? So we are good with this. I'm just stopping the video and I'll cover some other topics.